Today we are going to start, we are going to talk about synthetic fibers and plastics. Guys, this is also not a very tough chapter. It is quite easy. So in this chapter, let's take a look what exactly we are supposed to do. In this chapter, first of all, introduction of course, okay? Synthetic fibers. What are synthetic fibers? We're going to talk about that. Types of synthetic fibers. कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ सिंथेटिक फाइबर्स, मतलब उनकी प्रॉपर्टीज क्या है, ये बात करेंगे. प्लास्टिक्स के बारे में बात करेंगे. प्लास्टिक की एप्लीकेशंस क्या होती है, उनकी कैरेक्टरिस्टिक, उनकी प्रॉपर्टीज क्या होती है. और वी आर ऑल्सो गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट प्लास्टिक्स एंड एनवायरमेंट. ठीक है, तो शुरू करते हैं. पहली बात तो इंट्रोड्यूस करवाते हैं. देखो फाइबर्स क्या होता है, फाइबर्स क्या होता है, सिंथेटिक फाइबर्स क्या होता है. लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल व्हाट आर सिंथेटिक फाइबर्स. सो द फाइबर्स दैट आर मेड बाय ह्यूमन बीइंग्स, दोज व्हिच आर नॉट नेचुरल, दोज व्हिच आर मेड बाय अस in laboratory using chemicals that are present in the laboratory is known as synthetic fibers, or they can also be known as artificial fibers or man-made fibers. Clear? They are not natural. वो naturally ऐसे ही पेड़ पौधों से नहीं मिलते हैं. We have to create them. Cool? Those are known as synthetic fibers. Moving on. तो ये नेकलेस आपको दिख रही है, ये नेकलेस दिख रही है. अब सिंथेटिक फाइबर इज प्रिटी मच लाइक दिस. सिंथेटिक फाइबर में क्या होता है, प्लीज ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस वेरी केयरफुली. यहाँ पे क्या होता है, ये जो चीज है ना, ये एक यूनिट, दिस वन यूनिट इज नोन एज मोनोमर. ओके, इट्स नोन एज मोनोमर. When this monomer is continuously repeated again and again and again and again and again and again, it forms like a chain. And that is known as what? Polymer. That is known as polymer. So basically all the synthetic fibers that you get are polymers. Where what are we doing? We are repeating one unit, that is the monomer. Clear? So all the synthetic fibers, almost all the synthetic fibers that you see are basically polymers. ठीक है, तो moving on, like I just told you, so what do you see? The word polymer comes from two Greek words. Poly means many and mer और मेरोस that means part or unit. So यहाँ पे क्या है, पॉलीमर है, और एक यूनिट को बोलेंगे मोनोमर. क्लियर? मूविंग ऑन. टाइप्स ऑफ सिंथेटिक फाइबर्स. सिंथेटिक फाइबर्स के कई तरीके होते हैं, कई तरह होते हैं. क्या क्या है? रेयॉन है, नायलॉन है, पॉलिस्टर है और एक्रिलिक है. ठीक है, तो बात कर फाइबर दैट इज रेयॉन. व्हाट इज रेयॉन? रेयॉन इज नोन एज आर्टिफिशियल सिल्क. ठीक है, अब सिल्क तो इज वेरी वेरी एक्सपेंसिव, राइट, बट रेयॉन इज वेरी चीप. रेयॉन इज क्वाइट चीप in fact. So where are rayon? Rayon is actually obtained. Rayon is also, I mean, although it is a man-made this thing, it is a man-made or a synthetic fiber, but it is obtained from some natural source. It is prepared from wood pulp, and wood pulp is natural, right? So wood pulp, when wood pulp is mixed with a chemical, it forms rayon. Where is rayon used? Rayon is used in carpet, clothes, bed sheets. It is cheap silk. It looks like silk, but it is not silk. All right, so that is rayon for you. Moving on. Nylon. Nylon क्या है? Nylon is also used for rock climbing. Nylon is a very strong fiber. ठीक है, it is so strong that it is stronger than a steel wire, and it is used for rock climbing. Yeah. Next thing, nylon is also a man-made. It is also a synthetic fiber, but it is used without using any natural raw material. There is no natural raw material that can be found in nylon. ठीक है, how is it prepared from? It is prepared from coal, water and air. Although I do understand that water, air and coal, all of them are natural, but it is actually not a raw material as such. ठीक है, it's not like something that we have obtained from the plants or the animals. All right, so nylon is said to be absolutely man-made. ठीक है, nylon is said to be absolutely man-made. ठीक है, this is exactly what is written here. What is written here? Nylon is man-made fiber. It is made without using any natural raw material. Don't get confused. Again, I'm telling you, I understand coal, water and air are natural, but they are not something that you have obtained from plants or animals. ठीक है? All right. Now nylon fiber is very strong. It is elastic and it is absolutely light. ठीक है? It is lustrous and it is easy to wash. Nylon is very easily washable. ठीक है? We use nylon for many things such as socks, ropes, for tents. It is also used in curtains and toothbrushes, belts and everything. And like I said, it is also used for rock climbing purposes. ठीक है? All right. Now moving on. Next thing that we have to read is polyester. Polyester. तो पॉलिस्टर इज ऑल्सो अनदर सिंथेटिक फाइबर एंड यहाँ पे क्या होता है, दिस फाइबर, इनकी खासियत होती है कि वो रिंकल नहीं होती है. आपने देखा होगा, आपको स्कूल जाने से पहले आप क्या करते हो, कॉटन की शर्ट होती है तो उसको अच्छे से प्रेस करते हो, राइट. अब अगर पॉलिस्टर की शर्ट होती तो उसको प्रेस करने की जरूरत ही नहीं होती, क्योंकि वो क्या होती है, वो रिंकल ही नहीं होती है. ठीक है. अब पॉलिस्टर के साथ पॉलिस्टर में क्या होता है, पॉलिस्टर के साथ ना आप अलग अलग चीजों को मिला सकते हो. लाइक देयर इज समथिंग नोन एज पॉलीकॉट. व्हाट इज पॉलीकॉट? पॉलिस्टर प्लस कॉटन. पॉलिस्टर प्लस कॉटन मिक्स कर दिया. देयर इज समथिंग नोन एज पॉलीवुल. पॉलिस्टर प्लस वुल मिक्स कर दिया. ठीक है. ये सब भी कर सकते हैं पॉलिस्टर के साथ. तो पॉलिस्टर इज ऑल्सो it's also very it's a nice thing to use. All right. So what happens with polyester? It remains crisp and it's easy to wash. Okay. It is again almost all the synthetic fibers are actually very easy to wash. Hence, we have started to prefer synthetic fibers over the natural fibers nowadays. Okay, because it has made our lives easier. All right. Now it is suitable for making dress materials, for any kind of things that you want. If you want to make dresses, why? Because I said like I said, you can mix it up with cotton, you can mix it up with you can mix it up with wool, and you have polycot or polywool. So it's very easy. Yeah. Then you have terylene. Terylene is a popular polyester. Terylene is quite a popular polyester, which is extremely used in fine fibers, and it can be woven into yarn. Okay, so it is used pretty much, like a lot of places terylene is used. Okay. Now what are we going to talk? PET. That is PET is a very familiar form of polyester. I'm pretty sure that you would have seen it in your plastic bottles. No, at the bottom of the bottle it will be written PET. Just take a look at it. Yeah. So that PET is the one that's the same PET that is used for making bottles or utensils or wires and a lot of other useful products. Okay. So PET is a type of polyester which is used in a lot of things. All right. Now moving on, we are understanding acrylic now. Okay. What is acrylic? Acrylic is used in sweaters and shawls. It looks like a wool. Okay. It looks like wool, and again it is a cheaper version of wool. It is not wool, but it can be used as a wool, and it is cheap. Okay. It is cheap, although it is not made from natural wool. Now these are prepared from another type of synthetic fiber called acrylic. So what happens? Acrylic wool materials are prepared from the synthetic fiber acrylic. Okay. Now what happens? The wool that is obtained from natural sources is quite expensive, but like I said, acrylic is a cheaper version of wool. Okay. Moving on, let's understand the characteristic, that is the properties of synthetic fibers. First of all, cheap. Silk is very expensive, but rayon is cheap. Wool is very expensive, but acrylic is cheap. You understand that durable. These ones can stay for a very long duration. They are easy to wash, and they can be made in variety of colors. Whatever color you want, they can be made into that color. Now you all do know, right? Anything that is present on earth or anything that is there, nothing comes without disadvantages. And what are the disadvantages here? They catch fire, and if you heat them, they start to melt. So it is not advisable that if you are cooking or something, you should not be wearing synthetic fiber clothes. Okay. Now we're going to talk about plastics. Plastic is also a polymer. Okay. Plastic is also a polymer, where there is one monomer unit which is continuously being repeated. Okay, that is plastic. That is also like the synthetic fibers. It also has polymers like the synthetic fibers. Now, there are plastic articles that we constantly use in our everyday life. Why? Because they are easily moldable. You can give them any shape or size. And they are quite handy, right? Plastics can be recycled, reused, colored, melted, etc. It is lot of properties which has made it so easily available for us. Okay? Now, plastic which gets deformed easily on heating and can be bent easily are known as thermoplastic. There is a type of plastic which is known as thermoplastic, which if you heat it, what happens? If you just heat it, it gets deformed, as in it can be in different form. Okay? It gets deformed easily on heating, and you can bend them easily. So basically they are very flexible, and these type of plastics are known as thermoplastics. Cool. Now, there are plastics which, when molded once, cannot be softened by heating, and these are called as thermosetting plastics. So what is the major difference between thermoplastic and thermosetting plastic? Thermosetting plastics, when once you heat them, what happens? They can bend very easily. But about thermosetting plastic, once you have molded them, they cannot be softened by heating, and those are known as thermosetting plastics. Clear? Moving on. What are the positive aspects of plastic? Lightweight, durable, goes on for a long time, lower price. Okay, non-reactive, plastic does not react with everything. Poor conductor of heat and electricity, so it can also save us from the flowing charges or from heat. But negative charges, non-biodegradable, stays on the earth forever and ever, doesn't degrade. Plastic pollution is quite a serious problem, right? Plastic pollution is quite a serious problem. So what can we do? What are the causes? What are the causes of this plastic pollution? We start burning plastic. It takes several years to decompose, and we still haven't found a way what to do with them. We keep throwing plastic into water bodies. That also blocks the water bodies, right? And these are the ones that are causing plastic pollution. Now, how do I prevent it? We can prevent it by following the 5R principle. What are the 5R? Reduce. First of all, reduce the usage of plastic. Reuse, recycle, recover, and refuse. Say no to plastic. So these are the 5Rs that you can follow to make sure that plastic pollution doesn't happen. And that's all, guys, about synthetic fibers and plastic.